Alright guys, we are back in my garage for another video, and today we are in Indianapolis because we are going to the PRI show. And for those of you that don't know, PRI is a big show for basically performance shops, different companies that make parts, race cars, all that stuff. They come up here and kind of showcase what they can do. It's kind of similar to SEMA, but it's less focused on like flashy builds, wide bodies and things like that. This is strictly focused on performance. So drag racing, road racing, rally, off-roading, all of that stuff. Everybody kind of comes here for this big show and kind of shows off what they can do. And I figured it was worth it. SEMA's all the way in Las Vegas, so a little bit harder for me to get to, but this was just in Indianapolis. It's like an hour and a half away, so I figured I'd try to come up this year and see what they've got. So let's go ahead and head inside. I'll take you guys along for the journey, show you what it's like, and hopefully you guys find this video useful. Now, as always, for everybody that's new to the channel, I create these videos to help keep you updated on the latest developments in our community, as well as discuss technical topics so that we have a better understanding of how our engines work. So if you're interested in more videos like that, be sure to subscribe because there will be a lot more coming out in the future.
Yeah, I know.
BMW application. When you went to this style diff, we had to figure out what the spline count is. So with the G80 stuff, we had to make this specific to the G80 because it's completely different spline count, like the 340 and other applications.
So maybe like, is this part an off the shelf and that's kind of an adapter?
Exactly. So this would adapt to the differential, and then this is our standard CV.
Got it.
And from there, everything else we obviously manufacture in house, aside from the carbon. So we outsource the carbon. CV stub, flange, pins, everything is manufactured in house. But yeah, this is our new G80 platform. So one piece. This is a two-piece option. So we're kind of playing with some options to get it down.
So is there a point where you think you would go from two-piece to one-piece as far as like power or?
So the premise behind us doing two different options, the car comes factory with a two-piece shell.
Right.
And at the moment, a lot of guys are doing drag racing, like
Right.
the G80 specifically. Drag racing is the biggest thing for G80s. In a year or two, when the drag racing dies out and everybody wants to go half-mile racing and try to go 230 miles an hour,
Oh, okay.
you have a two-piece drive shaft that can absorb and handle the critical speed
Got it.
at that rate. So a one piece is more of, drag racing. You just want to get something in the car that's lighter.
Yep.
Two piece is kind of an OE replacement, but an upgrade that's going to be a lot stronger.
And that's probably like the one and done, kind of like it'll
For the
take
most
whatever.
part, yeah, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Either one would work, but that's more based on the factory configuration. So you put that in the car, you don't really have to worry about a one-piece clearance
Got
issue. A lot of little nuances that you run into in certain vehicles.
Because I think that's the same issue we've been running into, but I guess like you said, because there's so many different options and stuff, it's hard to have an off-the-shelf just work.
We had, I think, so I have a second gen 340. I like a 19 up differential. We had to buy coming to the shop because, like I said, the spline count is completely different than the first gen. Bought a first gen, that's completely, so it's like.
Sorry about that.
And we got pretty much a full G80 drivetrain in the shop. Again, just we have to buy these parts to figure out what's what, because it's we have customers that come to us with I have this standard OEM part number. Yeah, but that part number really doesn't matter because a lot of OEM manufacturers, depending on what they have on hand, as long as it goes together, that's what's coming in.
Or they make a change, but don't change the part number.
But don't say anything. Because it doesn't really, it's not anything the end user would need to know about.
Right,
you're going to take the car to the dealership, they're going to put whatever in it, fix it, and they're on their way. When it comes to stuff, you're modifying cars, it gets a little more involved.
I know YouTube rewards. For me, like machines like PRI and Joy, I think that's it's all business. I put that goosey thing right next to it. No one can. Everybody can. Yeah. Like, we went to the code out for the first time, and there was a utility that right next to the K truck. You know what came there? I'm like, that thing's like 15 grand all in. $1.5 million car.
All right, so I just took a pit stop. We are out here still, but grab some food. The thing I will say right now, after only getting through half of the first day, is this place is overwhelming for sure. There are so many different shops, so many different companies and things. There's just absolutely no way anybody cares about all of it. I can tell you that for sure. But I think there's a lot of people here that care about the B58. It's cool. Some people recognize me and stuff as well, which I think is awesome. Trying just to be an advocate for our cars, especially guys that make parts we could use, but they don't make it for our platform. I'm trying just to talk to them and share, B58 owners, S58 owners. We want to go fast. We want reliable stuff. If you make parts, we will come. We can get you customers. And that's kind of how I'm trying to use today. Just get a little insight on what we can expect next year, as well as advocate for our community. So hopefully they see that we're out here, we're interested, we're trying to push our platform, and they can help us. If they want to make parts for us, we will buy them. So let's see how the rest of the day goes.
Take the valves off. Check the seat. Check the valves.
Hi. Do you know anything about these?
Yeah, a little bit. So this is the new Reflex Pro box coming from Motiv. Currently we use the Reflex Plus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So this is kind of our standard box for port injection control.
Yep.
It's a kind of a piggyback system that works through the vehicle's CAN bus.
Uh-huh.
You see them a lot on BMWs, and in our case,
I'm not gonna lie, I have two of them, so I get it. Yeah, that's why I was curious about this one too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what are you running BMW stuff? Or what are you
Yeah, I have two B58s. So
B58s are awesome.
yeah, I'm having a good time with it. I guess somebody posted this yesterday, and I told my friend I was coming up here. So I was like, yeah, I'll just ask about it and see what's different or how does it work.
This box is going to be available for both. This is like some of the first prototypes we've had so far.
Okay.
We were kind of working with Motiv on this, the build case and stuff for it. So
Got it.
much, you can see the connector is the same for the main connector. So it's actually going to be a plug-and-play system for people that already own these controllers.
Got it.
You can upgrade to that without having to upgrade your whole wiring harness.
Got it. Okay, perfect.
And then now it's going to have additional inputs and outputs. So just more things you can adjust.
So is this just going to be like a display?
It's a display, just so like if you're running it for a port system, you can get notifications knowing, yeah, your port system is actually running. Because with the Motiv box right now, you either have to figure out some kind of trigger or use up one of your outputs for that. Where this, you can get diagnostics and logging data.
Oh, okay.
It's going to have an SD card in it, and then you can actually physically log data while you're driving.
Got it. So that one you'll be able to see live readings through the screen. And then do you know what kind of additional options it's going to have?
I don't know that much about it. I just know there's more inputs and outputs.
Okay.
One other thing that's big about it is it's able to read another type of CAN bus, and that's a CAN bus that's used for C8 stuff.
Okay.
And I'm assuming more new
So more
vehicles.
platforms and stuff. Got it. Awesome, man. Yeah, that's exciting to see.
Early stages. This is actually a functioning unit, so once we get to go back home, we'll get to start testing it out.
Sweet.
Yeah, make some progress with it.
Awesome. Thanks for the info. I appreciate it. And that is the end of day one. And I'll say overall, I think today was pretty successful. Met a lot of companies, talked about a lot of new products and stuff. And I'll be posting those interviews and everything so you guys can see that information. But I think the most telling part of today that I did not expect to hear so many companies still underestimate the B58 or our BMW platforms. I had a lot of companies tell me that, you know, they will consider looking at B58 parts in the future, maybe, or they looked at some stuff, but they just decided against it. But I had some people just say they're not interested. They're not going to work on it. When I went to Deutschwerks, they had that low pressure fuel pump solution that was really nice and clean with everything in the bucket. So it had like a triple pump solution with a nice aftermarket top hat. It just looked very nice compared to what we have on the market. And I told them, you know, you guys should develop this for other platforms. And they just said, B58 owners, like, they're not in our market. This is for cars that make over 1,000 horsepower. And I explained there are multiple M240i's, M340i's, whatever, making over 1,000 horsepower. The people are there, they just don't have parts that have this kind of solution. And they were just like, no, they're not going to do it. They'll only do it for the Supra because it also fits the M3 and M4. So that way they think they can sell enough parts. So I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm going to need some help, I guess, but I'm trying to do my best to advocate for us and show them that there is a strong community here, there is a market for these parts, and if people develop the solutions, we will buy them. The solutions just don't exist yet, so we're waiting for somebody to develop it for us, somebody that's smarter and has the resources to produce these solutions. So I don't know, time will tell, but tomorrow I'll be back to get some more face-to-face time with some of these companies, and hopefully I hear more good news. So we'll be back tomorrow.